Article on health. Describe an article on health that you read online or in a magazine. You should say what the article was about, where you read it, why you read it, how you felt about it.
Welcome to IELTS Fluency. You're not just here to watch, you're here to participate. Feel free to share your own sample answers in the comments section and exchange ideas with others. Let's learn and grow together.
I'd like to share one of the most fascinating articles I've ever come across. It focused on animal-assisted therapy, or AAT. It's one of the most intriguing areas of mental health treatment, which you might have heard about. But let me tell you what really stood out to me last year, while browsing the Psychology Today website for resources related to mental well-being and alternative healing methods. I stumbled upon this article. The article explored how interacting with animals, like dogs, cats, or even horses, can significantly enhance a person's emotional state, particularly for those dealing with anxiety, depression, or other forms of trauma. It described several scientific studies that showed reduced cortisol levels, a stress hormone, lower blood pressure, and improved mood and social interaction in patients who engaged regularly in animal-assisted therapy sessions. I was drawn to the article because I've always been curious about holistic approaches to mental health, and as someone who has a pet, I've personally experienced how comforting animals can be, especially during stressful times. I wanted to learn more about the science behind it and whether such therapy was being used in clinical settings. After reading the article, I felt both impressed and hopeful. It reminded me how important emotional connection and care are to healing, and how sometimes the simplest things, like the unconditional love from an animal, can have a profound and lasting impact on human well-being. I also found myself thinking about how powerful this form of therapy could be for people in particularly vulnerable situations, such as children with developmental disorders, the elderly in assisted living facilities, or individuals recovering from major illnesses or emotional trauma. Overall, the article left a strong impact on me. It reminded me that the path to healing doesn't always have to be clinical, pharmaceutical, or even conventional. Sometimes, the most profound healing can come from emotional bonds, whether with another person or with an animal. Phrases and idiomatic expressions. One of the most fascinating articles I've ever come across. One of the most interesting things I've read or discovered by chance, stood out to me, was very noticeable or memorable, caught my attention, browsing the Psychology Today website. Casually looking through a website for information or interest, stumbled upon this article. Found the article by chance or unexpectedly. Interacting with animals, spending time, or engaging with animals in some form of communication or connection. Significantly enhance a person's emotional state. Greatly improve how someone feels emotionally. Drawn to the article, interested in, or attracted to the article. Holistic approaches to mental health. Ways of healing that look at the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, rather than just symptoms, especially during stressful times, particularly when someone is feeling overwhelmed or anxious, used in clinical settings, applied in professional healthcare environments like hospitals or therapy centers. Unconditional love. Love given freely, without conditions or expectations. A profound and lasting impact. A deep and long-term effect or influence. People in particularly vulnerable situations, individuals who are in sensitive or difficult life conditions. Assisted living facilities, Places where elderly or disabled people live and receive help with daily tasks, recovering from major illnesses or emotional trauma, healing from serious physical or emotional suffering. Left a strong impact on me, had a powerful emotional or mental effect on me. The path to healing, the journey or process of getting better emotionally or physically, doesn't always have to be clinical, pharmaceutical, or even conventional, doesn't have to involve doctors, medicine, or traditional methods. Emotional bonds, deep feelings of connection between people, or animals and people.
Preparing these sample answers takes a lot of time, but your support keeps me going. If you find my content helpful, please subscribe, share it with your friends, and connect with me through these links. I've also added them in the video description. Your encouragement means everything to me.